everybody, and welcome to our Friday Locker Room live stream free class Friday. Why is my sign so dark? I don't know why you can't see my sign so well. Maybe my hubby will come and fix that at some point. All right, so we've got a lot of stuff to talk about today, folks. We still have people pouring in. Good morning hello from Adventure, Florida. I don't know where that is, but I'm gonna be in Florida next week. I'm excited. I'm gonna go do a little birthday partying. North Miami. Oh, okay. All right, I won't be too very far away. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Hello, my name is Margie Remmers-Davis. I'm the founder and CEO of Acadian Accounting Education, and this is our live stream free class Friday that we have every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. If you are watching this on YouTube, come join us. Come join us. You're just watching the recording, but if you come live, then you get to, oh, look, my hubby's here going to fix the light on the sign. So, there we go. What did you do?
I plugged in the light.
This one?
No, the overhead light.
The overhead. Okay, so you can go tell my assistant on the way out what he
Gotcha.
forgot. All right, thank you. All righty, so as I was saying, this is the, oh, look at that. Isn't that fun? This is the our live stream that we hold every Friday inside of our free Facebook group, which is right here. I'm going to share it so you can see it on the screen. Our free Facebook group called the QBO Gym Locker Room. This is where you get hands-on practice using QuickBooks Online. This is what we are all about. Hands-on practice, hands-on practice, hands-on practice. I will say over and over and over that you cannot learn how to ride a bicycle by watching a YouTube video. So you have to actually get in there. You have to get your hands dirty. You have to get on the bicycle. You have to do the thing. So that's what we're all about here at Acadian, is not just educating you, but getting you to practice, practice, practice. And there's so much practice available in the locker room. So first of all, you get, just by being in the locker room, you have access to our free QBO QuickStart course. By the way, I forgot to ask, who in the chat is new today? I always talk to everybody as if like I've known you forever, and I always forget to ask. I don't always forget to ask. I'm getting better at asking. Oh, Cindy, this is your first time, and I popped you up on the screen first time. Well, there's Erica. Excellent. Welcome. That is just beginner's luck, I guess. Joel says he's been here the whole time. He is my handsome hubby. He's the one that came in and fixed the light for us. And Jade, recommended by Miss Lucy. Awesome. Kathy, new to the live stream, but in fast track. Excellent. So I'm just so happy to have you here. So if you are brand new, you received, as soon as you joined the locker room, we sent you several things. One, we sent you a welcome letter that includes all of the details and all the things you need to know about the locker room. We have so many people that come in, they join the locker room, and the first thing they do is say, I'm new here, what do I do? And I'm like, I just sent you an email with all of those details. So check your email. We sent you not only that, we also sent you a link to your free course, which is called QBO QuickStart course. If you cannot find the email that we sent with your, with all of that information, please write to support@acadian.com. That's AKA. See, now that my sign is lit up. AKADIAN, and we will get you situated. All sorts, sometimes people type in their email wrong, they're checking the wrong box. we end up in spam, promotion, like all of that stuff. Okay, so we will help you find it, make sure that you're getting our emails, all that good stuff. So we have a free QBO QuickStart course. This course is specifically for accountants and bookkeepers. This is, we are teaching you how to use the accountant version of QBO. That is that is different than the standard QBO subscription that people, that business owners pay for, okay? It allows you to connect to multiple clients so you can do their book, or so you can do their books. So we teach you how to do that. We teach you how to sign up for it, including like how to get it even if you don't have an established firm yet, how to log in, how to how to navigate it, you know, the workflows, terminology, all of that good stuff. And of course, we have hands-on exercises with it so you can learn how to practice it. It also teaches you how to access the sample company, which is what we use for all of our exercises. Now, QBO, in case you're under a rock, QBO is undergoing some major overhaul. And so we're going to talk about that more in a little bit. But we are in the process. As soon as we're just waiting for Intuit to pull the trigger, guys. And then we have our team poised to update all of our materials. We're updating what we can right now. We've got a team established doing that all day, every day. But just know that all of our materials are going to be updated as quickly as possible once that whole interface, once we have access to the new interface stuff. We do also, as a part of this Facebook group, you have access to over 100 free exercises. People are always asking where to find them. Well, guess what? The link was in the email we sent you, but it's also here in the Facebook group. So if you scroll down, you'll see that there is a featured tab. If you're on your phone, you might have to hit the little hamburger in the upper left-hand corner in order to see it. So there's a featured tab, but then also there are these tiles that tell you all about what's happening in the group. So this week at Acadian, we put this out every week so you can we can fill you in on all of the stuff that's going on. And then right here, welcome to the locker room, is the same thing that we emailed you, but you can also access it right here. And then the link is in here to get access to those exercises. Okay, so you've got over 100 exercises. And then of course today, every Friday, as I said, 11 a.m. Eastern, we have a free class where we go over an exercise of the week. Today's exercise is part of our what you need to know for those of you who are trying to pass the level 1 Pro Advisor certification. We have companion courses. If you are one of those people who just really struggles with the way Intuit presents the material, I started this company because I am not personally a very good reader, and I was just presented with a wall of words. And so all of our courses are gamified and interactive, and really help get the material off of the page and into your brain. And of course, there's all sorts of hands-on exercises. So the exercise that we're going to be talking about today is from our from the level 1 companion course, but all of the exercises of the week, exercises of the week, come from are attached to the currently, it's going to change, but currently it's attached to the QBO gym. Okay, so the QBO gym, you notice this is QBO gym locker room. The QBO gym is our paid product. So So everything I've talked about so far, the locker room, the free course, the 100 exercises, this session today, all free. But obviously we have paid courses, and one of them is called the QBO Gym. The QBO Gym is, if you have ever said to yourself, you know, I passed this certification, but I just don't know, I still don't know actually what I'm doing. Or I wish that I could be an intern with somebody and just like actually do the bookkeeping work and get practice doing it. I wish that I could just be on somebody's shoulder and see how they're doing. Or is there any way that I could just get actual practice being a bookkeeper? Or what does a bookkeeper actually do every day? Like, what is the process for doing it? Well, all of those answers, that's why we created the QBO Gym. It's simulated bookkeeping work, okay? So we like to say that we train bookkeepers like NASA trains astronauts. We put you through simulations, and there is an entire year's worth, I don't know why that's so big, but there is an entire year's worth of simulations that lead you through exactly what a bookkeeper does every day, and every month's worth of content. It doesn't take you a year to get through it. Each month takes about 3 to 4 hours, which is typical for a simple client. So each month takes you about 3 to 4 hours, so you can complete get an entire year's worth of experience in about 42 real-time hours. And we give you a certificate at the end that says this person has 1 year's of experience. Which, how many times have you thought to yourself, well, I can't get a job without experience, I can't get experience without a job? Well, now you can. That's what the QBO Gym is for. Everything in the QBO Gym is tied to our proprietary dashboard called BooksMatch. And we track what you are doing, what you're learning, what you are emphasizing. And we do this so that we can show you off to the world. When you have a BooksMatch profile, you have a little slider that says make this publicly available. And we are actively working to drive people to come and see you and see your work. Now, as you are doing the work, there are three specific things that we're tracking. The first is knowledge. This is the number of skills that you have, the number of skills that you have accumulated in your entire time in the gym. And then speed, which is not how quickly you get through an exercise, but how many skills you've been able to accumulate in a week. So those two metrics kind of balance each other out, because this accounts for the people who've been around for a long time, and this accounts for the people who are brand new but kicking butt. But the most important metric that we track is this one right here, which is consistency. We want you to be in there and working at least once every 14 days. And if you've gone through all of the training and everything in the gym, you're going to run out of exercises eventually. And so that's why we have the exercise of the week, is for those people who are subscribed to the gym to have something to always be doing to refresh their skills, to say, yes, I'm still working, I'm still available. But the benefit of that is that everybody we do the exercise of the week together on the live stream. So as long as you're with us live here in the locker room, then you're going to get that exercise every week. And that's in addition to those 100 free exercises, so you can refresh your skills and get to work. Okay. So the exercise of the week is it's a separate course in your dashboard. And it unlocks when you have accumulated at least 250 points in the gym. Remember, I said that that everything we do is gamified. So there's bells and whistles and badges and celebrations. Woohoo! And you accumulate points while you're doing that. And so as you can check your point status by clicking this little arrow when you're logged into any of your courses, and it'll tell you the total points. And that's the total points just in this particular course. So this person that I pulled up has 105 points, which is not enough to unlock the exercise of the week. The exercise of the week requires you to have, 250 points in order to unlock it. So if you are in the gym and you have this unlocked, you want to make sure and click the link that we have provided for you right here. So this is what we are talking about. Today you want to make sure and click this because this is what's going to give you that Books Match credit. Joel is going to put in the chat the link for everybody to follow along who is not subscribed to the gym or who does not have 250 points. So the link that's in the chat, that's for non-subscribers, or if you haven't unlocked it yet, the one that you want to use for today is the one that's right here that's in your exercise of the week. Now, I did forget to say that you can, remember I said that the gym is a full year of content. You can actually try out the first month absolutely free. We call it the 5-day challenge. And Joel put that in the chat previously, and I forgot to mention it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about bank feed issues. As I mentioned, this is a topic that you have to know you have to know for the Level 1 Pro Advisor. Okay, so if you read my email today, which again, if you're not getting our emails, support@acadian.com. I don't know what's wrong with my pointer today. Anyway, support@acadian.com if you're not getting our emails. Thanks, Joel. Put it in the chat. I mentioned that we're going to be talking about Cindy says, I'm on phone, can only watch, I guess. Oh, yes, you definitely want to be on your computer for the live stream because we're going to be going through this together. I should probably maybe put that in the email. I know a lot of people like watch our stuff on the phone. Like they take courses. Some people take our full courses on the phone, and I don't know how you could do that. I need all 10 fingers. I need a giant screen. Yeah. So we're going to be talking about the bank feed, and I mentioned that when you are trying to match when you're trying to match bank feeds and it's not finding the thing, there's only 3, and you're sure that the transaction is in there, there's only 3 reasons why it's not going to match. We're going to talk about the actual exercise. The exercise we're going to do is one of those 3, but I'm going to actually talk about all 3 of them. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to load the sample company. And Joel has already put this in the chat too, but we have a quick link that we have set up that is acadian.com, AKADIAN.com/QBOA, and that will take you directly to the sample company. That is if you are not logged in to your QBOA account. If you're logged into your QBOA account, you can click the gear icon and then select sample company, but know that that it will log you out. Okay. If you use our quick link and it takes you to your account instead of the sample company, you can just click the gear icon and go to, it's not here, you click the sample company, or you can log out. You have to physically log out, which means clicking your initial here, selecting sign out. That clears it so that you can then go to the sample company version. Now, I mentioned earlier that QuickBooks Online is going through a giant upheaval of changing up the interface. this week, so today is Friday, August 8th. So on Monday, which was August 4th, it was supposed to, the new interface was supposed to be rolled out to all customers, not accountants, but all clients, client versions. It was supposed to be rolled out this past Monday. Apparently they ran into some issues doing that, and so now it's delayed into August 18th was the last I heard. Your client accounts are getting updated. Your account is not getting updated, okay? And so the accountant account is getting updated for in October. In October at Intuit Connect, they're going to reveal a brand new accountant experience. So we'll see what that looks like. However, the sample company that we use is, okay, let me just say that there are three sample companies. One of them is the accountant version. That's the one we just logged into just now. Okay, that's the gear icon sample company, or you can use our acadian.com/QBOA. That whole experience is going to be changing. We won't find that out until October. There are two other sample company versions. Intuit calls them test drives. There is one that is QBO Plus and one that is QBO Advanced subscription level, okay? Intuit needs to update those test drives ASAP. They need to update it yesterday. For 2 weeks now, we have been begging Intuit to update the test drive so that we can practice and be able to help our clients know where to click and what to do and how to actually do it. So I've already done this 2 times. Corey did it once on our cleanup Zoom call earlier this week. We're going to do it now a third time for here and 4th time, okay? So everybody, right now, if you are in the sample company, doesn't matter. You could be in the sample company or you could be in your account. It doesn't matter. We just need to flood the feedback, okay? We did this on a couple other things and they actually fixed it. I realize this is a bigger deal, but we have got to we need every voice telling Intuit, please update the test drive. So I want you to click the gear icon. I want you to go to feedback. And then in your own words, I want you to say, please, 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 I am begging you. Update the test drive files. Now, I want you to use the word test drive because don't use the word sample company. We use that all the time, but sample company is technically, it is refers to the accountant version. So the accountant version we already know is completely changing. So it's the test drive that we use for, they use it for sales, like that, so somebody can say, oh, what's QuickBooks Online all about? How do I use it? Update the test drive files to the new interface. I have clients using the new interface and I don't know how to use it myself. Please, please, please. I need to be able to test things out and find my way around without messing with an actual client file. Okay. Anna, thank you. Everybody on this call. Everybody on this call. How many people do we have on this call right now? Right now at this moment, we have 76 people on this call. I need 76 people to update. All right. Okay, so you do that, then you click next, and that will send the feedback. All right. All right, that was one of my agenda items today. I have 3 agenda items. That was one. Flooding the feedback. Okay. All right, thank you. All right, now, those of you who've done that, thank you. Let's get into our exercise. All right, so here we're going to be talking about bank feeds. Now, in the new interface, the bank feed situation is completely different. However, I believe, I wouldn't do this exercise today if I did not believe that even with the new interface, you're going to run into these same problems that we're going to talk about today. So I don't think that what I'm talking about is moot. I still think you need to understand how this works. Okay? So I'm going to click bank transactions on my left navigation bar. This is only here because it's been bookmarked. It wouldn't normally, okay? And I'm going to click this little button. Notice it says, your new AI-powered banking page is coming soon. It streamlines your workflows in inline editing, fewer clicks, and powerful AI guidance tuned to your business. See what's new. And you can click Try New Banking Page, and look what it says. You're in. Your new AI banking page is getting personalized. We're working behind the scenes on updating everything. You'll see a welcome page within a few days here when it's ready. But what's the problem, guys? The problem is this is the sample company. This is the test drive. It's going to reset. So that does not do us any good. All right, so let's talk about matching for a minute. This is a early foundational topic. And, when we do these live streams, we have people who are brand new, who don't know anything. We have people who have been around for a long time. And so in these classes, we try and accommodate everybody. And so our topics for each month cycle through. Okay, so the first week of the month, which was last week, we talked about a foundational bookkeeping focused topic. Today we're talking about a QBO level 1 topic. So this is early in your journey for QuickBooks Online, and as the month progresses, we're going to get a little bit harder. Okay, so this is a foundational topic, and so let's just talk for a moment. I'm going to stop my screen share because I know that when I share my screen, I'm really tiny, and it's hard to because sometimes I just want to look in your eyes. Okay, so let's just kind of review for a minute the purpose of bank feed matching. Okay, why are we doing this? So in QuickBooks Online, we keep track of all of the financial activity of the business. We keep track of who paid for what, how much it cost, why it was purchased. That's a big thing. Why it was purchased, what actually was sold. Okay. QuickBooks Online has all of this context. What was, the date? Maybe we sent out an invoice, and in accrual accounting, we have credit for that invoice. It looks like we've made that money, but the money hasn't actually made it to the bank account yet. Okay. So all of that happens in QuickBooks Online. In the bank tracks, just money in, money out. That's all it is. Here's your account. Here's what came in, here's what went out. And the bank has three things. It has the date that it came through the bank. It has the amount of the transaction and, whether it was positive or negative, right? Like, was money coming in or money coming out? That's kind of related. And then it does have a description. Now, last year I attended the Scaling New Heights conference, and I heard a really interesting keynote speaker where he talked about why it is that description is so wonky. And it had to do with the development of mainframe computers and the capacity that the mainframe computers had and at the time. And so that just proliferated. And so even though hardly anybody's using mainframe computers anymore, things have opened up. We've got the cloud, we've got the internet, we've got all this stuff, we've got all this possibility, digital possibility now. The banks are still stuck in this old method, and so that little description is sometimes very wonky. I will tell you what happened to me the other day. The other day, my lovely husband, who is on the phone with us today, or on the call with us today, bought something for $500.99. I can't remember now. Joel, can you remember what was it? Oh, it was my car. I was out of town. I needed some work on my car, and and so he took my car in to the shop. I will just say the name of the shop is called Loyalty Volkswagen. Okay, so he took my car into the shop. They fixed it. They charged me $500.99. But you know what came through on my bank statement? Facebook. It said Facebook had charged me $500.99. Now, what's strange about this is, number one, it was my personal account, not my business account. How did Facebook get my personal information? Now, if you're running Facebook ads, which you've probably seen me on Facebook ads, so if you're running Facebook ads, you might know that Facebook charges you in chunks. Like, it doesn't charge you per day. It charges you up to, it wants to make sure it gets paid. So we get charged in $500 chunks. So if I look at my business account, it just says Facebook $500, Facebook $500, Facebook $500 over and over. This was my personal account, and it said Facebook, and it said $500.99. So we had to do some investigating about what this was, and I finally figured out that it was Loyalty Volkswagen. Why did it come across as Facebook? I have no idea, but that's the kind of thing that happens if you rely on just what the bank sees. It's got the date, it's got the amount, and it has no other context, no information. So what we do is we keep track of all of the information in QuickBooks Online or some other accounting software, but we're talking about QuickBooks Online. We keep track of all of the information, and then every time something happens at the bank, we try and match it to a pre-recorded transaction in QuickBooks Online. And if everything works perfectly, every single transaction at the bank should match a record in QuickBooks. Okay, that's the perfect scenario. The perfect scenario is we created all of this and we tracked all of our stuff. We know what we're buying. We know what we're doing. You know the reason, by the way, that happened is because I was out of town. And because I was out of town, I didn't Joel told me I just spent $500.99 at Loyalty Volkswagen. He told me that. And if when he told me that, I had gone into my software and put in Loyalty Volkswagen, blah, 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 $599 or $500.99, then when it came through the bank, it would have matched it up because it doesn't check like the description for matching, it only checks the date and the amount. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So let me share my screen again. All right, so that is why we are matching. We want to make sure that we have a record of everything, okay? So when you look at this screen, I gotta get this thing out of the way. I guess I can't, okay. All right, so when you look at the bank transactions screen, what you're seeing here is the list of transactions from the bank, okay? And it is, well, it's mostly the bank. In this version of the interface, QuickBooks is making some assumptions. It's trying to help you, okay? It's trying to help you. And the new interface, which I haven't seen or played with yet, it works slightly differently, but the point is still the same, and that is it's trying to help you match what's coming in from the bank. Okay, so what we're looking at here is a list of all the things that came in from the bank. And these first two, it didn't find any record in QuickBooks Online. There's nothing in QuickBooks Online that can help me determine what this was, who it was, you know, why it was purchased, etc. Okay, or why the money came in. Okay, now these, on the other hand, where it says one match found, it does say it did find something in the record. So here, for example, this one, PGE, it says, oh, I found the this bill payment. So if I click this, I can open it up, and remember I said that there are 3 things that QuickBooks Online is checking, okay? So the first thing is it's checking the date. QuickBooks Online is going to check 90 days in the past and 20 days in the future to see if to find the transaction. The other thing it's going to check is it's going to check the amount. Okay, so the amount is right here. So it's looking for $114.09 payment between these dates. Where did it get this date from? Between April 12th and July 31st. Well, here's the date of the bank transaction. It went 90 days backwards, April 12th, and 20 days forward, July 31st, for that amount, okay? And it found something. It found this bill payment, and it says, is that the right match? Is that the correct thing? And you could say, yes, it is. I could say match, okay? Or I could say, nope, that's not the right thing, and I could find other matches. So if I click find other matches, now what it's doing is it is searching for the date, but not the amount. Actually, that's not a good one. Let me leave this. Let me go to Hicks Hardware. This one right here, okay? This is a better example because there isn't a match there already. I don't want to confuse you. Okay, so this Hicks Hardware, it didn't find anything. If I click, okay, it did not find anything with that in that date range for that amount. So if I click match, it's now going to go and it's going to say, well, remember I said there's 3 things that it's checking: the date, the amount, and the third one we haven't talked about yet, okay? So it's checking for the date and the amount. If I click that little extra, it's going to say, forget the amount. Let's just look by date. That's all it does. We're going to look by date, and the date range, instead of being 90 days back and 20 days forward, now actually we're just going to look backwards a whole year. Okay, so that's what this this date range is. So now here's everything that has never been matched in this whole last year. And you can see here that here's one for Hicks Hardware for $24.36, and the date or the amount that actually came through the bank was $24 or $24.38. So we have a separate exercise that teaches you how to do this when it's the wrong amount, okay? And if it's the wrong date, well, all you have to do is, if it's like crazy old, you could just change the dates. But there's one more thing that it could be a problem. When we're looking right here, okay, when I'm in my bank feed transactions, notice that this checking tile is blue, okay? It's checking in the checking account. So this is the checking account, okay? So these are all of the bank feeds that came from the checking account. So when it searches, let me go back to Hicks Hardware for a moment. So when it's searching, and I go to match, these are all of the ones, remember I said these are all of the transactions within this date range that haven't, it's forgetting the amount. It's just checking the date range, okay? And it's looking here, but it's only looking for transactions that specified the checking account. So our scenario today is, I know that I entered that transaction, okay? I know that I entered that transaction. Why isn't and here it comes from the bank feed. Why isn't it matching? Why isn't it finding it? Well, one of those reasons could be that when you entered it, you entered the wrong account. And that's what we're talking about today. So let's go back to our actual exercise now that I've laid the groundwork. Okay, we're going to go to our actual exercise. And let me read the scenario, okay? So while processing the bank feed, you see a transaction with no match, but you are sure you already entered it. Do the following, excuse me, do the following to find out what happened, okay? So in order to do this, we're going to actually have to recreate the problem, okay? So that's going to be our first step. In order to recreate the issue in the sample company, there are a few steps you need to take to set up the problem before solving it. Okay, now, all of our exercises, I'm sharing again. I'm sharing my screen, right? Yeah, okay. Now, all of our exercises that we use here at Acadian, we use a software called Scribe. And Scribe has a Google Chrome extension that you can download. Okay, if you're using Google, you go to your, click your little picture here, select Manage Extensions. And when you go to Manage Extensions, you can go to the Chrome Web Store and you can load a free Chrome extension here called Scribe. It says Scribe AI documentation, SOPs, and screenshots. And here's like what the little icon, what it looks like, okay? And when you have that installed, when you use any of our exercises and you're on one of these white boxes, it's only on the white boxes, not like, see here, these are green and this one is like a pink red color, okay? If you're on one of the white boxes, you'll see this little Star Trek badge. And when you click that, magic happens. And it actually opens up on the right-hand side. It opens up the exercise. And of course, you have to have the sample company open already. But if you have the sample company open already and you have the extension loaded, then when you do the exercises, it will put them side by side, make it easier. Somebody will, Joel or Lindsay will put in the chat. Oh, there we go. Lindsay's just put in the chat how to use the side panel. So we have an exercise if you need help, like loading that. Okay. So now this says guide me. It says guide me is on. I don't like guide me, so I'm going to turn it off. What that does is when it says guide me, it just takes you one step at a time. If you have guide me turned off, then it allows you to scroll. So that's what I like better. Okay, so here we are. So now we're going to recreate the problem so that you can see exactly how it works. So on the left navigation bar, we're going to click Bank Transactions. And we're going to go to, I'm going to click this little icon right here is just going to close my left navigation bar so I can have more real estate here. Okay, so now I'm going to find the Tim Phillip Masonry transaction. Here it is, Tim Phillip Masonry for $666. We're going to click bill payment. I'm going to get this out of the way. Little zoom tools. Okay. So we clicked on the bill payment 45. That opened it up. Okay, so it's just what I remember I showed you just a minute ago. So it's looking for an amount of money spent for $666 between these dates, 90 days before this and 20 days after. Okay. And it found this one, said, hey, this is the match. Now in a normal situation, we would just match it. But what we're doing right now is we're recreating a problem, okay? So I'm gonna click the bill payment 45. It's gonna open up there, okay? And I'm gonna change this to MasterCard, okay? So what is this? I got a bill from Tim Phillip Masonry, and I paid that bill. And when I paid that bill, I created a bill payment. But when I paid the bill, I said that I paid for it with my MasterCard. That's what we're doing right here. We're changing it to MasterCard. Save and close. Yes, I want to modify it. Okay, so now let's go back and look at that Tim Phillip Masonry. Okay, look, Tim Phillip Masonry. Now there's nothing to match it to because it has to be in the same account. Okay, so now we know. Now that the issue has been recreated, take a look at how you might find and solve this problem. Okay, so there are so many ways. There's so many ways to do this, but basically, all we have to do is we have to find that bill payment, and we just are going to edit the account on it. Okay, so what would you do? Imagine that this is you. We started our scenario with, I know that I recorded that. Why wasn't it matched? So you would go and you would say, if you remembered that it was Tim Phillip, you would go and look in Tim Phillip record, or you knew, because 666, that's like a number you would remember, so you could search by that. There's lots of ways to do that, okay? So, but the point is, we have to go back and find the transaction that we did incorrectly, okay? So, for this exercise, we're going to use the search icon. Oh. Is this the new search? Okay. Looks like I don't have to, let's see. We're going to go to Advanced Transactions Search. Okay. In the contact field, let's see. Is this the new search experience? Select the filters and columns you want to see. Huh. Customize. What happens when I do that? That's sorting. Huh. Okay, so this is new. Let's see. Let's figure it out. Let's see. So we are going to, what we're looking for is Tim Phillip. How do I? we're selecting this. Oh, selection, transaction type. We could say it's a bill payment. Oh, fun times, guys. Did not select the date range. Why can't I select the amount? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We just need to click that filters. In the old style, they were all up there, and now we have to click the filters. Maybe it's because I'm too zoomed in. Maybe it would. All right, there we go. Filters, that's what we're doing. And there we're selecting contact. There we go, Tim Phillip. Oh, here's another tip. This got me for so long, I could not figure this out. When you're using a field like this, a contact, this shows up in several places. The list of people here, it always shows the list of customers first. So if you're just scrolling and I'm like, where is Tim Phillip? Like, why isn't, look, it went to Travis. Where's Tim Phillip? That's because this list is customers and Tim Phillip is a vendor. So you have to go to the vendor list, which is the second list. It's very annoying. All right. And I guess we didn't know that it was I didn't want to filter the transaction type. Okay. Oh, because I didn't select, I selected bill payment. I didn't select bill payment credit card, which is the type. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys. All right. Click anywhere. Let's see. Here's the transaction. Select click anywhere in that transaction. All right. After opening the transaction, you can quickly identify the error. You recorded it to the MasterCard account instead of the checking account right here. Now, remind me, how would we catch this error? Like, what are we doing? What are we looking at when we notice that there is a problem? I'm going to wait. I actually want you to answer this question. What are we doing that made us see the like, why, how did we catch the problem in the first place? So AA says reconciling the account. Yes, we could find it on reconciling the account. Yes, Uyi says we were trying to match the bank feed. So it came across on the bank feed and it didn't match. And we knew, now sometimes, good, yes, everybody's got it, not being able to find a match in the bank feed. So a lot of times, a lot of people will, when they're processing bank feeds, if there's no match, just click, oh, add, right? But look, it was already in there. You have to take the time, especially if, like, you were the one that entered it, you have to take the time to fix it. What would have happened if I just said add? What would have happened if I had just said add instead of taking the time to fix it? Catherine says double entry. Yes. Duplicate the transaction. Yes. What kind of transaction is this? June got it. It's a duplicate expense. It would make it look like your expenses were higher than they actually were. This is $666. That's nothing to sneeze at. It would double that. It would make it look like you had more expenses than you actually did. Okay? Which means people are commenting on taxes, yes, but your profit margin, it will make it look like you had less profit margin than you did, right? You want to pay for something, I can't afford it because look, my profit margin, but oh, actually you didn't pay that twice. Okay, so super important. And by the way, guys, oh, this is a stop share moment. Did you guys read my newsletter this morning about AI? I'm not going to stop talking about AI. This is why we need highly trained bookkeepers, okay? Because AI is the one that's going to make the mistakes in the first place. We need to have people that know what they're doing, and can catch these kinds of things. Was it this week? Just Monday, I was on Corey's cleanup call. We do a monthly Zoom call for people who are in our cleanup course. Joel will put the link to the cleanup course in there. But and they were talking about the amount of cleanup that they were doing that was caused by AI. It was caused by AI, not humans. Okay, all right, let's see. Sherry says it would be caught in the reconciliation. Ha! Yes, if a person was doing the reconciliation, but I don't know, what would they find? They would, if you added it, okay, if you're doing a reconciliation and you're just like checking the box of the one that was added, or just checking on one of them, like who's going to look and say, oh, look, there's a duplicate? That a human would and say, hey, look, there's another transaction there, and maybe it shouldn't be. Maybe it should be. Maybe you did pay Tim $666 2 times. But like, this is the kind of thing that human reasoning is required. And the other thing, Sherry, is a shocking number of bookkeepers don't even reconcile. So like, the people who are in the cleanup course or who are doing cleanups, they will tell you, like, this is one of the number one things that's a problem, is that people are not doing reconciliation. So we need people who know how to do this. Please be one of those people that knows how to do this. Okay, back to the exercise. It's over though. I think I covered everything. Where's my little share button? Okay. Yeah, so we're just gonna hit save and close. Oh, it didn't ask me to save the transaction. Well, I hope it fixed it. All right, now I can return to the bank feed. So I'm going to open this back up, go to the bank transactions, and let's see, did it save it? Oh, nope, it didn't. All right, see, it said save, it said I missed this step of click yes. Okay, so let's do this again. Let's find it. I'm going to close this, search, advanced transactions, search, filters, contact, Tim, where are you, buddy? Tim Philip Masonry, apply. Oh, you know what I did? I didn't change it. That was the step I missed. I was like, oh, look, it's wrong, but I didn't go in and actually change it. So I have to go back to checking. Okay, so that's how that's connected. Save and close. All right, so now let's go back to the bank feed. And because this is checking, I go to that Tim Phillip, there it is, it's matching that record. Now, the thing that I just matched, that was money out. When money comes in, here's another quiz question for you in the chat. When money comes in, what is the field that indicates which account? What is that account? Yeah, Jan says, I forgot to change the MasterCard to checking. Yep, that's exactly. William Barton, hopefully the bookkeeper is reconciling the master card account and would catch the error there too. Hopefully, if they're reconciling, if they know what they're doing, if they see there's a record in QBO that's not on the bank statement, yeah. So on a money in account, on a money in transaction, yes, like a money in transaction, like a sales receipt. Let's pull up a sales receipt. Christina. what is the field that is going to make it show up in that bank transactions list? Deposit to. Woo, Jane for the win. Yes, right here. So if you put that the money went to the checking account and it doesn't show up in the checking account, you edit the sales receipt to where it actually showed up. Like maybe it went to a clearing account. Maybe it was PayPal. Maybe it was a physical check or cash, so it goes to undeposited funds. Okay, so yeah, so you want to, that's how you correct that for money in. So what we just did for this exercise, we corrected money out. In a bill payment, it would be the same. If I leave without saving, it would be the same with an expense. So here's an expense. The payment account, if the payment account is wrong, then it'll show up in the wrong place. Okay? All right. Kathy says payment method. Let's take a look at, let me take a look at the sales receipt again. Okay, so deposit to is the correct answer. This is the one that specifies the account. Payment method is the way that it was paid. So it was paid with a checking account, with a check or MasterCard, Visa, like whatever. All right, good job, guys. All right. So now we match the transaction. Did I actually do that? I think that's the end of our little exercise here. So match, woohoo, all done. All right, so now we got some good troubleshooting, and that's an important concept for you guys who are, especially you guys who are doing level 1 Pro Advisor certification, but also good for those of you who are doing cleanups, because now you understand how that matching happens. And like I said, I don't think that criteria is going to change with the new thing. Maybe the AI will be smarter in finding cross, oh, it looks like I found this in this other account. Wouldn't that be nice? But anyway, all right, so I'm going to talk about marketing for just a moment, because we always, on these calls, I know a bunch of you are new, on these calls we always talk about we talk about the exercise, and then we talk about how you can use what you just learned to market yourself in your business. If you are not aware, so Acadian is not a we are not a marketing company. I mean, we market our own stuff, so we have some expertise in marketing our own stuff, but we're not a marketing education company. We are an accounting education company. But because we know that so many of you really, really just want to know how to market your services and how to get that first client or how to get more clients, we have a Getting Clients toolkit that is available to everybody who asks for it. So you automatically get the Getting Clients toolkit if you are in our Fast Track course, which is, Fast Track is the foundational bookkeeping, like actually understanding why we do the things the way we do. The QBO gym, which we've talked about today, is your practice. So you, if you just need to like use QBO, lots of different scenarios, understand all of the different functionality in QBO, but do it in a way that's like how you would actually use it as a bookkeeper, that's the QBO gym. You automatically get the Getting Clients toolkit with that. And anybody in our cleanup course also automatically gets the Getting Client toolkit. So you get it just by buying one of those 3 courses, but we'll also give it to you if you ask for it. So write to if you're brand new, if you're new in the locker room, you're new on YouTube, whatever, if you just write to, again, I don't know why I can't do this today. If you write to support@acadian.com, AKADIAN, we'll give you your client's toolkit. It talks about how to set up LinkedIn, Alignable, use Calendly. There's training in there for Canva, so you can set up like your logo and post QBO quick tips and all that stuff. I'll talk about that. I'm going to talk about how to use what we just learned as marketing. Before I do that, though, I have two important announcements. One of them is mark your calendars for August 21st at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. If there is one thing that people ask more than anything else is, this is what people ask me, what is the Intuit Bookkeeper certification? And I have been poo-pooing the Intuit Bookkeeper certification like for so long. I'm just like, it's just like this annoying fly, like it's just like that, like this annoying thing. I mean, I have to tell you, like, it takes so long to get through it, and it is just not worth it. Like, there's no hands-on practice. There's no, it's jumbled. It's not tied to reality. The test is confusing, and yet so many people want that dang certification. So I am finally listening to the crowd, and we're going to hold a webinar that is called Everything You Ever Wanted to Know About the Intuit Bookkeeper Certification. You may have heard that I do a Everything You Ever Wanted to Know About the QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor certification. I do that every year, but this time I'm going to do one that is Everything You Ever Wanted to Know. It's going to answer all of your questions. How to find the training, how to work through the training, what you need to know about passing that certification, and how we at Acadian can help. So that's going to be on August 21st at 7 p.m. Can I just put this on the screen? Because Tara, you crack me up. The Intuit Bookkeeping certification is awful, and it's now even awfuler because they have changed the testing methodology. They just changed it. Well, we were just notified about it a couple weeks ago, and yeah, it's bad. But I know everybody wants to know about it, and so we're going to do a webinar, then it will be recorded so everybody knows all of the details. And yeah. So yes, Anna is asking if there will be a replay of the webinar. Yes, there will be a replay. Typically what we do is if you register, then you'll get the replay for a limited time. So, and then we'll have it in our back pocket for stuff. The time zones are a frustration. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Darla says, totally messy how they structure the questions and can't see all the answer choices at once. It is, my curriculum designer and I are we've just been scratching our heads. Like, who ever heard such a strange methodology for asking questions? Like, it's strange, but we're going to talk about it all. Yes, exactly. But Lindsay said we all want the fancy badge and bragging rights. So you have to slog through it in order to get it. It is, yeah. So, all right. So that was my second announcement. Third announcement. I promised I would have an update today on my birthday celebration. So my birthday is on August 16th, And for the past several years now, 3 or 4 years now, I can't remember, I have done a special Acadian birthday giveaway. It all started one day when it was my birthday. Oh my gosh, some of you have been around for a while and know this story. It all started one day when it was my birthday, and again, I can't remember if it was 3 or 4 years ago, and I hopped into the Locker Room Facebook group, and I just ran with zero forethought at all. I hopped into the locker room and I said, hey, it's my birthday. Instead of making a wish, I'm granting them. So I said, instead of making a wish, I'm granting them. What is your wish? And all these people like commented about like, oh, I wish I could get this course. I wish I could get that course. I wish blah, blah, whatever it was. And I thought this was the greatest thing in the world. And I was like, okay. And I just started giving away free courses. And it was the greatest feeling in the world. I felt like Oprah. I was like, woohoo! Like, I'm just like, this is awesome. I'm just giving so much stuff away. And then every year since then, I don't know whether it's, I don't know exactly what caused it. Maybe it was me. Maybe I just made it too easy. Like, people have just become, they've just become a little entitled, maybe is the word. It's like suddenly people just started asking for free stuff without actually demonstrating that they deserved that free stuff. And so it got to be a chore, and it got to be, instead of having like a fun birthday celebration for me, it got to be just a chore. Like, it stopped being fun. And so I want to get back to that. I want to get back to that feeling of, oh my gosh, like, I have the power to help you, and I'm going to help you like get over the finish line, or just get on to the next thing. Like, you just see that little, I just want so badly, but I want to do it without it. I want to do it in a way that that actually requires people to step up. So I've been thinking about this for a while, and here is what I have decided to do. We are we're making some changes here at Acadian, which we're going to be now announcing in the next couple of months. But the thing, like, as we're making these changes, like, and I just keep thinking about this. This is the thing that keeps ringing true in my brain, is that our goal here at Acadian, in case you didn't know, is to create bookkeepers who are so good people don't want to work with anybody else. That's our mission here at Acadian. Our mission is not make $1 million and be the #1 publicly traded thing on the stock market, right? Like, our mission is not for like Margie to get on stage and have like 100 spotlights on her and go, woohoo, aren't you great? That's not our mission. Our mission is to create bookkeepers who are so good people refuse to work with anybody else. So we have all of these courses. We have a specific methodology to help you become that good. Because here's the thing, when you become that good, and we've been saying this over and over, when you become that good, you have zero problem getting clients. People who are that good are overflowing with clients. People who are that good get so many referrals that like they can't handle them all. People who are that good get to start saying, no, actually, I don't want this client. Corey, we did a webinar recently. I keep mentioning her. She is like the course content create. She's our course creator for our cleanup course. She is at a point in her business where she can say no. Like, I don't want to work with that kind of client. And she said that recently she put together a proposal and she was hoping that they would say no. And she like added some things in it to make sure, and they said no, which ruined her stats because she had a nearly 100% close rate. But she said, oh my gosh, I really don't want this client to sign. And they didn't. When you are that good, you get to be choosy. You get to like take the premium clients. You get to kick out the people who are bad. You get referral after referral after referral. You know why? Because there are so many bad bookkeepers in the world. And I said this in the newsletter this morning, but this happened on Wednesday. My partner, we were talking about AI, and my partner said AI is about to unleash 1 million bad bookkeepers. What was I just saying earlier? What was I just saying? Like, you have to be so good. You have to be so good that you can catch the mistakes of the AI, that you can oversee it, that you can direct it, that you know how it's supposed to go, so that when things go wrong, you can catch it and, and change it. So the only way for you to get that good is not for you to buy my courses. It's for you to finish my courses. It's not about buying. It's not about buying stuff. It's about finishing stuff. So here's what we're going to do on Monday. On Monday, I am going to, I'm going to have a form for you to enter the birthday giveaway, okay? And on this form, you're going to have to say what you have finished. What you have finished, because only finishers are going to be, only the people who are actually doing it are the people that are going to be qualified for the giveaway. You have to be finishing it. Now, if you don't have the money to have bought any of our courses, that's not a big deal. Why? Because we give you so many courses for free. We give you, there's the QBO QuickStart. There is the 5-day gym challenge. There is the what did I say? The Getting Clients Toolkit that I just mentioned. Okay, we give away a lot of free stuff. Okay, so tell me what you have finished. Intuit, all sorts of free training there. What have you finished? Okay, tell me what you finished. And this is why I'm announcing it now. And then Monday there's going to be, I'll post the link to the giveaway, so you have a chance to finish stuff over the weekend and kind of get your head in the game of like, what is it you're going to do? You're going to see as we're going to be rolling out there. We have so many cool things happening. We have so many cool things. And as we are rolling things out, you're going to find more and more emphasis on finishing. We want you to get to the goal line. We want you to get there. Okay. All right. Let me go back because I've been preaching for a while. Let me go back and see any comments. Aw, Nancy, we love you too. I love you too. Okay. AA says, I really need to increase my confidence to continue on this road. I am so grateful finding you in this group. Aw, thank you. Yeah, I didn't talk about the Getting Clients cohorts. So Lindsay mentions the Getting Clients. We have the Getting Clients toolkit, which is free. We have the Getting Clients cohort, which you have to apply for. But the prerequisite is, guess what? You have to finish. You have to have finished some courses. All right. Pam says, I don't remember how to find the Bookkeeping Foundation course to sign up. And Lindsay put the link there. Excellent. It's acadian.com/fast track. But then there's also the other link there. Okay. Let's see. So this is an interesting question. Anna says, will there be Acadian courses or modules about catching AI mistakes in the future? The answer, Anna, in the most lovingly way I can possibly say this, is no. Because if you know the foundations, you don't need to know like the specifics about whether the mistake is made by AI or anybody else. If you know what it's supposed to look like, in the cleanup course, in Bookkeeping Fast Track, we cover the foundation, so you know what it's supposed to look like. And then in cleanup, we talk about how it goes wrong, and that could be human error or AI error or QBO error, what it looks like when it goes wrong, and how to fix it. So there will not be AI specific courses like that. Let's see. Rain says, thanks for putting our feet to the fire. Cindy says, wondering if using AI features will be on future certifications anytime soon. So I anticipate, yes. So I mentioned that the new QBO interface for accountants is being released in October at Intuit Connect. November 1st is typically when they release the new training material for the new Pro Advisor. The current interface has all of these AI agents, and I talked about it last week on the live stream, so go back and watch that recording. If you want to see a little bit, for the last 2 weeks actually, I've gone back and I've talked about these agents that are inside the new QBO. And I suspect that next year's certification will in fact cover those agents, which means if you already have your certification, you will learn about them and be tested on them in the recertification season, which is in the spring. All right, let's see. All right, so let's talk about marketing. What you have learned. I already mentioned the Getting Clients Toolkit, which you can get. One of the things that we recommend that you do is constantly just waving your flag and reminding people that you are a bookkeeper. Honestly, guys, like this is how you get clients, is that you constantly tell people that you are a bookkeeper. Now, we actually recommend that you get level 1 certified at a minimum so that you can tell people that you are a QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor. I like that phrase because it gives you a level of expertise that people are more likely, I think, this is my own personal opinion, not scientific at all, but I think people are more likely to reach out to you if they know that you are an expert in the software. You're an expert in QuickBooks Online, because so many people, like, that's all that they see. They see the I'm using QuickBooks Online and I'm having this, that, and the other trouble, right? And so they're more likely to interact with you. Whereas if you're a bookkeeper, if you just tell people you're a bookkeeper, it's more like, I mean, you will still get clients, but it's more likely that people will only reach out to you when they need a bookkeeper. Whereas you can develop relationships based on the fact that you're a QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor. That's how I see it. So in the Getting Clients Toolkit, we talk about the getting how to put yourself out there, how to sign up on LinkedIn, how to sign up and interact with Alignable. And one of the things that we recommend that you do is you demonstrate your expertise on a regular basis, at least twice a week, that you demonstrate your expertise by posting a QBO quick tip. Now, when you are subscribed to the QBO gym, you earn marketing prompts. Marketing, as you go through a piece of content, once you've gone through that content, it unlocks marketing prompts that you can then use in your marketing. The reason I set it up this way is because after we had the gym for a while, I kept hearing, oh, I know I'm supposed to post on social media, but I don't know what to say. And I kept thinking, why do you not know what to say? Like, you're learning something new every day. Like, every day that you're in the gym, you're learning something new. And yet people were still having trouble like connecting that. So that's why I started creating marketing prompts. As I mentioned, if you have the gym, then you earn marketing prompts. With the exercise of the week, however, we give you a marketing prompt. With every week. So Joel has already posted it in the chat. I see that I forgot to update my, let's see. Am I logged in? Yes, okay. I see that I forgot to refresh the QBO quick tip. Because this one I spent a lot of time with ChatGPT. There we go. Okay, so this is that the same link Joel just posted? Yeah. Yeah, that's the link. Okay. So the exercise of the week, for this week, the quick tip, the QBO quick tip is right here. Okay, so it's in the chat. For those of you who have the exercise of the week, it's here. So here is the QBO quick tip for this one. You just learned about bank feed issues. See a transaction in your bank feed that should match but doesn't? It's probably posted to the wrong account. That one little mismatch can cause wasted time, double entry, and reconciliation headaches. Fix the account and the match will appear instantly, saving you time and frustration. Not sure where to look? Let's troubleshoot it together. Okay, so let me tell you how I built this. Let me tell you how I created this QBO quick tip, because you guys can do it. Like, I gave you a ton, but you guys can do it. So I'm going to stop my share again. When I first created the QBO gym, we didn't have them for the first couple of months, and then I decided to create them, and I made all of them up. Like, I just off the top of it just seemed so obvious to me. Oh, here's how you write it. Oh, here's a thing. So I created a bunch of them, and then we had the exercise a week, and I was just pumping them out. And then a couple months ago, it's been, I don't know, 3 or 4 months now, where I was like, I wonder if ChatGPT could write these. And so I trained ChatGPT. I gave it a bunch of the scribe exercises. I gave it the marketing prompts that I had written in the past. And then I said, using my own voice, start writing QBO quick tips for me. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. Sometimes it takes a little bit of tweaking for me to get one that I like. And so this week, it took a little bit of tweaking. So I'm going to share my screen again so you can see exactly the conversation. Now, Joel and I have both put in the chat the link to the conversation that I had with QBO, or not with QBO, with ChatGPT. Okay. All right. So at this point, it knows me enough that all I have to do is paste in here I am pasting in the link to the scribe exercise. At this point, I don't even have to tell it what I want or why I'm giving it or what it should give me back. Okay. I have a conversation saved that's called QBO Quick Tip. I put an emoji. This is just my tip on using ChatGPT. I put an emoji in the title so that I can quickly find it through my list of like hundreds of conversations. I can quickly find it every week. And so now at this point, so here's what I did this morning, okay? And oh yeah, Mark, we're all on ChatGPT 5 now. It released yesterday, and yeah, we're all on ChatGPT 5 now. And the thing about ChatGPT 5 is you don't have to select the model, which is so great. It'll automatically choose that yourself. So, okay, so I put in the link, and here was the first QBO Quick Tip it gave me. QBO Quick Tip: not seeing a bank feed match even though you already entered the transaction. It might be a sign. Oh wait, no, that's the one is that the one I used? Wait, hold on. Okay. Here we go. All right, here we go. Oh, I see it. Okay. Not seeing a bank feed match even though you already entered the transaction. It might be assigned to the wrong account. Then it tells you how to fix it. Use the transaction search to find it, correct the account, like switching it from MasterCard to checking, and then your bank feed will match up perfectly. Want help fixing mismatches like this? I've got you. Okay, so what was wrong with this? What was wrong with this? Why did I not use this one? Can anybody guess why I rejected this one? There's something wrong with it that is not going to catch the eye of a business owner. It's not going to make a business owner care about it. Yes, it gave them the answer. What did it not give them? I've got you. It's fine. What did it not give them? This is really important especially for you guys in the cleanup course, because in the cleanup course, we talk about giving a proposal and speaking their language. Lucia says a solution. I'm not sure of what you're saying there. So my question is, what did it not give them? It did give them a solution. So what did it not give them? All right, if nobody knows, I will reveal. My mentor, Dan Martell, an understanding in words they'll understand. Yes, that's it, Lindsay. But more specifically, my mentor calls it pushing on the bruise. So the problem is, here's what I said after I got that. How about something a little more focused on why this is a problem? I wrote paid. That should have been pain. What pain and frustration is it causing? That is the thing that's going to, Dan says that you need to be able to describe somebody's pain better than they can. So you have to, when you're doing your marketing, you focus on the pain. This just says a problem, but it doesn't say what the pain of the problem is, okay? So I said, how about something a little more focused on why this is a problem? What pain and frustration is it causing. Yes, ChatGPT 5 is free. Okay? All right, so it rewrote QBO quick tip. If a transaction is posted to the wrong account, your bank feed won't find a match. Lucia says we need to focus on their pain points. Yes, that's exactly right. So here's the next version. If a transaction is posted to the wrong account, your bank feed won't find a match, and that means wasted time, double entry, and reconciliation headaches. Okay, so now we've got some pain, okay? It's a small mistake that can snowball into hours of cleanup. Oh, I didn't even save that phrase. I like that phrase. Put that phrase in. That's good. It's a small mistake that can snowball into hours of cleanup. Use that. That is such a great phrase. Fixing the account makes the match appear instantly and keeps your books frustration free. All right. So what is this one missing? Because this still, besides the fact that I forgot to include the snowball, this one is missing something too. What is this one missing? Call to action, exactly. CTA, good job, Lindsay. Lindsay. All right, so love this. Oh, I didn't even change the call to action yet. Love this part, but let's start it like you did the previous one with a question about what they're seeing. So right now, this one just started with if a transaction is posted to the wrong account, okay? Whereas this one said not seeing a bank feed match, so it like identified what the problem is, okay? All right, so then I said, love this part, but let's start it like you did the previous one with a question about what they're seeing. Okay, so then they said basically this, but it was missing the call to action, okay? I said love it, but needs a CTA. I didn't have to say call to action. It knows what a CTA is, okay? And here is the one that I finally gave to you guys. Yep. So I should have included the snow. I didn't even notice that snowball thing. We should have included the snowball. Okay. All right. So you're going to go and you're going to use that little QBO quick tip. You're going to create a little post. I've had people use the QBO quick tip to write articles in ChatGPT. You can create an image in ChatGPT, or we teach you how to create the image in Canva. You can just use it as is, whatever. Like the point is that it is a starting point, and I talk about this in the toolkit, but don't expect that when you post this, you're going to automatically get a response to this. Like, that's not the point. The point is for you to constantly be waving your flag, constantly be demonstrating value. I stopped my share, right? Okay. Constantly be demonstrating value. And this is the last thing I'm going to say, because Joel and I were just talking about this morning, and I was like, oh, maybe this should be my next newsletter, but I've got you captive. Many of you most of you stayed on. We're done. So if you guys need to leave, go eat lunch or whatever. But this is just a thing that popped into my head today. Christina, I'll just come back to this. Christina says, and tell people we are a QuickBooks Pro Advisor. And the answer is yes. And in the toolkit, we talk about how to set up your LinkedIn profile so that it says that, so that people are reminded about the fact that you are a QuickBooks Pro Advisor every time that you post. All right, so I'm just going to wrap up with this. So yesterday, and again, if you need to leave, this is just for those of you who want to stay and hear my ramblings. Yesterday, I went and got my nails done. All right, so I went and got my nails done, and I discovered that my favorite nail tech got another job and is moving, and which makes me very sad because ladies, for those of you who get your nails done, you know, like once you find your person, you don't want to go to anywhere else. So we were in the car this morning, and I was telling Joel about this situation, about why, how it makes me sad that he's leaving. And I was explaining how when you, I was explaining how when you go to a nail salon, there are there's 20 nail techs there, okay? All of the nail techs do the same thing. They all do the same, it's all the same job, right? So why did I pick my nail tech, and why did I go to him over and over every time I went? What was it? Why did I pick him? Because you can, when you go get your nails done, you can just pick anybody. You can just, and that's what I'm going to have to do now until I find a new person. You can go there and just say, oh, anybody can do it. And then once you find a person you like and you want to stick with, then every time you make the appointment. And that person, by the way, who is always booked out, who, everybody else is jealous of, this person is always booked out. They're more valuable to the establishment because they bring people in. They get more money because they get more tips and all this attention. So why did I pick him out of the 20 other people that I could have picked? And I'll tell you precisely why. Because one time when I randomly got selected to him, he gave me advice. He, unlike everybody else who just said, oh, this is what you need. Okay, I'll just do it. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day, right? He took the position of being an expert, and he said, oh, well, for your nails, I would recommend this. And he looked at my, it's okay, well, this is what's happening with your nails. And so I would recommend that we do such and such this way. You know what? After that day, every time I came to him, because he had because he set himself apart. He didn't just do the job. Anybody can just do the job. He actually took an interest in my best interest and what was good for what was going to be good for me and my future. He didn't just take the job and then just do it. I mean, everybody else did that. So if you want to set yourself apart, if you want people to choose you, be that, have that expertise, provide that value. Is Brenda on the call today? In Bookkeeping Fast Track, we have an entire module on how to do that with your clients so that you can actually walk them through their financials. And I don't know if Brenda's on the call right today. She's off and on, but Brenda posted she posted the funniest testimonial. And Brenda, you were like, how module 10 blew you away. Yeah, she's like, that module blew my mind. And it's just, that module was just about how to provide value to your clients, to actually, it's not just about giving them reports at the end of the month, but actually walking through their numbers and showing them how their numbers affect their business. So anyway, Brenda, I appreciated that. But anyway, all right, enough rambling, guys. I'm gonna go have lunch. You guys are gonna go have lunch, and over the weekend, you are just gonna get it done. You're gonna get it done. I want to know what you are finishing. Post in the locker room what you are finishing, and then Cindy says, or breakfast. Are you in Hawaii? I guess if you're on the West Coast, it could be a late breakfast. All right. So anyway, and then on Monday, I am going to have the form ready for you guys to apply for the giveaway once you have demonstrated once you've demonstrated that you're actually going to do this and you want to be the best, because that's all Acadian wants to work with, guys. We want to work with the best. And that means if you want to be the best, then you're in the right place. All right, guys, have a great weekend, and I will see you next time. I can't wait to hear your success story.